This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes, Chapter 8. Everything you have ever thought, said, done, seen, learned, or experienced has left an imprint upon your subconscious mind. The subconscious also contains memory images of your family life, your ancestral background, and the sum total of what the whole world has thought or believed. These memories are not dead things, quite the reverse. They are always active, but there is more to it than this. Just as you are being acted upon by your own memories, the mind of history, and your environment, you are also being acted upon by the mind of God, which is within and around you. Between this divine presence, this upper part of your being, and your outward expression, there is a field of subconscious reactions which have been gathered up throughout the ages. But you are a creator and not a creature. Today, you may be suffering from the effects of the race consciousness and your own beliefs, but today you can begin to change them. Say, I know that I am one with God. I know that God in me is perfect. I know that my real nature is spiritual. I know that I exist in a boundless good, in a heavenly state, and in a perfect being. I know that my mind is being acted upon by pure spirit. Divine intelligence guides me into peace, happiness, and success, into joy, love, and perfect life. The desire you have to be something, to do something, is a mental echo in your mind of the spirit which already exists within you. It is an impact of your divine and spiritual self upon your mental or psychological self. It is the spirit in you seeking an avenue of expression through you. It is the real self you would like to be, the deep spiritual self, having all knowledge, having access to all power, being one with life. This is the self that can heal the sick and raise the dead. It is the transcendent, triumphant self. While it is true that suffering exists in the world, that poverty and unhappiness have been the common experience of mankind, it would be an unwise person who would ascribe these negations to the divine will. Those who would deny you the privilege of having the things you so earnestly desire in this world hope themselves to receive them in the next life. You are assuming that you are an immortal being now. You are assuming that the good which exists in the future already exists in the present. Therefore, to place your good in the future is merely to delay your entering into the kingdom of heaven now. You are selfish only if you would affirm a good for yourself which you would withhold from others. It simmers down to the word goodness, to the concept of kindness, to the one presence which is love, and to the one principle which is law, to the one person which is God, and to yourself as a manifestation of this divine presence. Say, today I enter into my kingdom of joy, into my inheritance of happiness. I know that every good purpose which I entertain is already accomplished. I know that every constructive demand or request I make upon the universe is already granted. I know that I am governed by divine law. I know that I am inspired by divine intelligence and guided by divine reason. If you wish to be successful, you must identify yourself with success. The law of identity is a definite thing. That with which you mentally identify yourself sets up an image of thought in your consciousness which tends to attract the situations with which you are mentally identified. The subjective state of your consciousness, which means the sum total of your unconscious thought, processes is continually attracting or repelling. This process goes on beneath the threshold of the conscious mind. People are often attracting things to themselves which they do not consciously desire, but with which they become unconsciously identified. Say, I expect everything I do to prosper. I enthusiastically expect success. I let good flow into my experience. I am seeing good in every direction I look. I am looking forward to more good. I am entering into a deeper understanding of life. I am recognizing my union with all people and all events. The subjective state of your thought is an accumulation. While these subjective images of thought act as a cause, as long as they are permitted to remain, they can be uprooted and others put in their place. It may take some time to do this, but the reward is worth the effort. Your whole aim is to bring your mind to a place where it unconsciously accepts the good it desires. Say, I carefully guard my thought. I refuse to permit anything antagonistic or unlovely to enter my consciousness. I am learning to live in joy, in peace, and in calm confidence. I am putting my whole trust, faith, and confidence in the good. I think with clarity, move with ease, and accomplish without strain. Divine guidance is yours for the taking. The answer to any problem which can ever confront you already exists at the center of your being. It is not enough to merely know that divine good exists. You must use it. You use it by consciously recognizing its source within yourself and by deliberately calling upon it, expecting it to answer. In order that you may not receive false impressions, you can test the thoughts that come to you. For instance, if you receive subconscious impressions having the slightest element of destructiveness in them, you may know that they do not emanate from a divine source. For life is not the author of confusion, but of peace. If you wish to be certain that the impressions that come to you are from the Spirit, analyze them and see if they are of the nature of the goodness and peace which the Spirit must be. God never sets one person's opinion against that of another. God, being love, never wills hate or destruction. God, being peace, never ordains confusion. When a problem confronts you, take it into the silence of your consciousness. Instead of thinking of the problem, think of the answer. God does not have problems. Therefore, the divine mind is the answer to every human problem. Principles never have problems. Problems are solved by bringing them under the control of principles. The problem is dissolved as the principle flows through it to the correct answer. Mentally act and think as though the problem were only an argument trying to convince you that you do not know the answer. It is your business to neutralize this argument, taking it apart thought by thought until there is nothing left of it, until you reach a realization that dissipates it. The divine presence will guide, guard, and protect you. It will counsel you with wisdom. Its might and majesty will enter into your being. It will sustain and uphold you in everything you do. You will learn to walk with it, and you will receive direct, intuitive answers. Faith is the essence of this communion. Having recognized the divine presence as your guiding star of hope, assurance, and certainty, be equally certain that you recognize the universal law of mind as your servant. This law is the principle that you are to use. Your faith in the law causes it to act upon that faith, to bring it into your experience, those things you must accept. All you need be sure of is that you never use this law for destructive purposes. When you have complied with love, you can use the law without any sense of limitation or fear. Say, letting go of all previous mistakes, I know that today I am free and unhindered. I feel the operation of divine love and universal law in all my affairs. I know that everything I am doing is governed by love and controlled through law. I am conscious that I am one with all people in love, in essence, and in joy. It is certain that you cannot believe in abundance while identifying yourself with lack. Forget the lack and think only of abundance. Control your mental reactions so that they automatically become affirmative. This will be an interesting and happy experience for you will be working in the laboratory of mind with the great law of being. Abundance belongs to you. Good will come to you if you affirm in presence. Learn how to think abundantly. Think of the vastness of everything, the limitlessness of space, the numberless grains of sand on the seashore, how abundant, how lavish nature is. Learn to see abundance in everything, to multiply the good you already possess. Be consciously one with the law of abundance. Expectancy will speed your progress. Say, I believe the law of good will bring every good and perfect thing to me and will bless everyone I contact. Now think of the thing you desire and say, I know that the law of good is operating upon this idea. I speak the word with implicit confidence, belief, and acceptance. I know that it shall not return unto me void. I know that I shall experience the good which I now affirm. Your subconscious mind is the medium between unconditioned good and the amount of good you will experience. The operation of your subconscious mind is that of a silent force within you which holds up the images of thought to the universal law of mind, which in its turn reflects into your experience the things you inwardly believe. Your problem is to change these subjective images of thought so that you will automatically attract good. There are no exact formulas for doing this. You will do well to work out your own method, always remembering that definite statements produce definite results, that these statements are sincerely believed in. For example, you might use the following thoughts. Say, I know that I am drawing my good to me. There is a silent power of attraction within me which is irresistible. Now mention to yourself something which you wish to bring into your experience. Think it over for a moment so that you have a clear idea of it and say, I know that everything in my experience is working together to bring this about. I am filled with calm confidence, with expectancy of good. I know that this particular thing is transpiring in the invisible at this very moment and that it will become a part of my visible experience. Everything within me accepts this. Expectancy speeds progress. Therefore, live in a continued state of expectancy. No matter how much good you are experiencing today, expect greater good tomorrow. Expect to meet new friends. Expect to meet the new and wonderful experiences. Try this magic of expectancy, and you will soon discover a dramatic side to your work which gives full vent to constructive feeling. It makes life a game that is a joy to play. It enables you to enter into the spirit of things and of people. Say, today and every day, I expect good. I anticipate meeting new friends. I joyously anticipate contacting new situations which will increase my livingness. My life is an adventure. I know that wonderful things are going to happen to me. I know that everything I do shall turn into good for myself and for others. You have a right to know that when you live in harmony with the divine presence around you, you will be protected by its omnipotent power. No harm can come to you when you know that God is at the center of everything. This knowledge will protect you from all evil. Evil is a night before the onrushing light of your consciousness. It is a darkness dissipated by the sun of your faith. It is as fire extinguished by the waters of your spirit. Your enthusiastic anticipation and happy contentment water the seed of faith which you have placed in the soil of the divine substance. Believing this, do not delay the joy of possessing until tomorrow. There are no tomorrows in the divine mind. Your tomorrow is merely more of God's today. Back of every event, the slightest effort you make, the smallest concept you entertain, there is an inexhaustible reservoir of life, of imagination, energy, and will, flowing through you into action. Keep it as simple as this, and think about it until it becomes as natural to you as walking and talking. Divine power exists everywhere and takes form for you through your ideas, your faith. You neither create this energy nor hold it in place. All that your faith does is to form a mold through which it may take a temporary form. Place a mirror in front of you. Hold it before you. Call a small object, such as a pencil, and you will see that the reflection is neither larger nor smaller than its... Let me start that paragraph over again. Place a mirror in front of you. Hold before it what you call a small object, such as a pencil. You shall see that the reflection is neither larger nor smaller than its image. Now remove the pencil and place it in a hook in front of the mirror. Instantly, the mirror reflects the larger object. Suppose you had a mirror large enough for you to place a mountain in front of it. Would not the mirror as easily reflect the image of the mountain? It would not be hard. It would not be easy. It would not be large. It would not be small. It would merely be a reflection. Life is a mirror reflecting your image of thought. If you see confusion in this mirror, don't blame the law of reflection. Don't even bother to blame yourself, but be willing to acknowledge that the confusion must be a reflection of your own consciousness. But, you say, it is really a reflection of the confusion around me. Maybe so. But unless the confusion around you had found some entrance to your consciousness, it could not be reflected in your mirror. No doubt, many of the reflections are caused by the images of thought entertained through previous years of disappointment, uncertainty, and doubt. But this must not discourage you. Learn to sit at home with the cause, to reaffirm your position in life, to remold your consciousness, and you will see that the reflection will change. Just as a gardener pulls up old plants that are no longer desirable, you will uproot the images of thought which you no longer wish to experience. You will plant new thoughts in the garden of your mind, and you will reap a new harvest. Say, I know that I can make conscious use of the divine law of my being. I know that this law reacts immediately and creatively to my faith. I know that when I speak this word for myself, there is a direct reaction toward me. I know that when I speak it for others, there is a direct reaction toward them. There is no doubt or uncertainty in my consciousness. I identify myself with the good I desire. I have complete confidence that the law of good will respond to me by creating the object of this desire. I have a quiet contentment and an inner sense of peace. I have an enthusiastic sense of being. I know that all the power there is for me. Therefore, I put on the whole armor of faith. I am free spirit. I am perfect life. I am in conscious union with the God who is right where I am. Chapter 8, This Thing Called You, by Ernest Holmes.